This can be something a little different for me. I'm right now in the middle of a road to discovery, so to speak, sort of a self-diagnosis, if you may. And I know that right now that's a real hot topic button, but too bad. That's what's happening here. So it seems that I may have been autistic my entire life and not known it, undiagnosed. And not to, I don't want to get, that's not what this video is about. It's not to get too heavily or deep into that yet, because as I said, I'm still on the discovery of it. But there's this new test that's out there that's being reviewed, sort of investigated as maybe another sign that might lead to autism diagnosis or something that autistic people share and may or may not have. Like, everybody's different, so who knows. But I wanted to take that test here and see what happens. I haven't actually done it yet. I've watched a video. Orion Kelly, he's an amazing YouTuber, autistic guy that helps autistic people. So if you don't follow him yet or haven't checked him out, go do that because he's great. So he posted a video with this test on there. So I kind of went through it while he was going through it, and I was just like, yeah, 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 to everything. So agreeing with everything he was saying and most of the questions that were on there. So I'm not going to go, I'm going to go through all of the questions on my end, but I may not post that just to try to keep the time of the video down a little bit, so it's not too long, but I'll show you the most important ones. And I'm not smart enough to explain to you all the research and the science behind all of this and the psychology behind all of this. So I am obviously going to put the links to the test itself and also to some background documentation that they have with it as well. So you can look through it yourself and see what it's all about. So I'm not smart enough to explain it, but I can tell you from my own experience that I completely get what they're talking about here. This is basically about the ability to hyperfocus or super focus on one specific topic, your special interest. Like, this is like a big thing with autistic people where something that we're interested in, get the fuck out of my way because it'll take, that's it. I'm going to laser right in on that topic and I'm going to learn everything I can about that because I just love it and I want to know everything about it. You give us topics that we don't care about. This is why a lot of us fail in school. I never even graduated high school. And here in Ontario, Canada, like they base when you graduate based on how many credits you get, based on how many courses you pass. And I think when you're done graduating, you're supposed to have like 21, I think, at least back when I was in school. And I ended up, by the time I left and quit school, I was at 5 or 6 credits, I think. I just hated it. I couldn't do it. It wasn't interesting to me. But as soon as there was something that was interesting to me, like even during high school, I could be at home drawing. As soon as, oh my God, you gave me my pencil crayons and paper, and if I all of a sudden had something just smashed into my brain and went, oh my God, I want to draw that, I was gone for hours and hours and hours, just absorbed into that drawing that I was doing. And I still do that to this day. Like all these, right? I run my own interior design company. And everything, all the software that I use was a way for me to get what I see up here, what's inside here. It's impossible for me to grab that and make it come out of my mouth. I can't explain it to people. If I'm with a client, I'm like, oh my God, I can see exactly what I want to do to your home and what would make it look amazing. But there's no language for me to be able to bring that out and show you and tell you what I see. And wow, please believe me, it's going to look amazing. So I learned and taught myself all these softwares that gave me the ability to take this, splash it into the computer, and then here, put it in front of your eyes. This is what I see. This is it. And then they go, oh, okay, now I get it. So that, for me, was my hyperfocus or my monotropic symptoms, things that I did. This is, I still do it. I did it yesterday. I'm learning Unreal Engine as another level of being able to show photorealistic videos and images of the stuff in my head. Like, there it is. but I will come down here into my office, sit in front of the computer after I've had my coffee, watch the news, and go, okay, let me just. There's a couple of things I can see right here. I want to just sort of touch and just do. I'll just give me 2 hours. Off I go, and then I'm sitting here going, oh, okay, wait, I better go pee because it's got to have been at least 3 hours. And I'll look, and at the time, and it's been 12 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours maybe, that I've just lasered right in on this. But I can tell you also, that is my safe space. That is my comfort zone. That is my, oh my God, that is my everything. I love that feeling. It's so amazing, especially when you get something amazing that comes out of it. So that was a long way around that. I don't know if a lot of that is going to make it into the edit of this video, but I know I get what these people are talking about. Like, yes, please explain this to me. I didn't realize it was a thing. I thought everybody thought this way. Apparently not. Something super meta here. While I'm here, I'm editing this video right now, and I am hyper-focusing and being monotropic, editing a video about hyper-focusing and being monotropic. So it's like this weird super meta thing. There's many other things I'm supposed to be doing right now, and I'm completely avoiding them and finding it impossible to move to them because all I care about and all I'm interested in is editing this video. So I'm like lasered in again just on this. So hope you like it. Again, I don't really want to touch hot buttons topics right now, but I know that self-diagnosis is a bit of an issue in the community, but how the fuck else do you expect us to figure this out? Because there's no words or language available for us to explain the chaos up here. Nobody will listen. Nobody will believe. But because we can't finish the words, there's no words that say, here, this is what it feels like. And for some reason, I also feel like I forget, like if somebody just said to me, okay, tell me, give me some scenarios that explain why you think you're autistic. And then right away I'm like, I can't remember what I'm forgetting. If that makes sense. You're asking me to remember what I've forgotten because it's just so in there and there's no language to explain the words. So I've been absorbing myself. I've been hyper-focusing on hyper-focusing and autism. Like if you open up my YouTube browser right now, everything is about autism and Unreal Engine and a couple of sprinkles of RuPaul's Drag Race stuff in there as well. But, and all these videos that I watch, it's like, oh my God, it's like I'm reading I'm reading my story. I'm reading my biography, or I'm reading like, wow, wait, that's a thing? Wait, that means something? Wait, that isn't what everybody feels? And I keep learning all these new words, like things that I've always felt that I didn't know had words to them that kind of explained it. Autistic inertia. Mother effer. This 2 days ago learned about this term, and it's a whole other story. Mental health crap that happens with autism too is this. I suffer greatly from what I'm understanding autism inertia is. So far, I'm still in the very infant stages of learning about it, but holy fuck, it is crazy because I have been dealing with this always, but in the past year has been a tsunami of it. To the point where everything around me is blowing up and collapsing, and I'm just sitting here rocking back and forth in my chair going, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So all this self-discovery stuff is helping with this. Okay, questionnaire time. There's 47 questions apparently. Let's see how many actually make it into the video. Start at the top here. I am usually passionate about a few topics at any one time in my life. I am usually passionate about a few topics at any one time in my life. Oh my God, we're only on the first question. I don't know what that means. I'm usually passionate about a few topics at any one time in my life. I guess I'll agree. I'm usually passionate. So we got to answer either not applicable, strongly disagree, disagree, neither agree or disagree, agree or strongly agree. I mean, I don't know. The fuck? I'm usually passionate about a few topics. No, I'm usually only, like, it's one at a time. It can't be more than one. So I'm going to disagree because I'm not fully sure I understand that question. So I don't want to strongly disagree. When I'm interested in a topic, I like to learn everything I can about that topic. Dude, strongly agree. I wish there was even one that was even stronger than strongly. Involvement in an activity of interest often reduces my anxiety level. Strongly agree. I often lose sense of time when engaging in activities I'm passionate about. Time does not exist, my friend. When you are in that hyperfocus, woo! I need a quiet and predictable environment for me to switch from one task to another easily. Okay, wait. I can't switch from one task to another easily, no matter what. But if I needed to, yeah, a quiet and predictable environment would help with that. So I'm going to agree, but I'm not strongly because I can't do it really very well anyway. There is no easily involved in there. After a period of instability, I need a quiet and predictable environment. Strongly agree, especially socially. So if new term I'm learning as well as masking, and it seems like I've been doing that my entire life. I'm quite good with eye contact. I'm downright fucking charming as shit when I'm hanging out with friends, or even not even friends, even people I'm just meeting. Like, I can be extremely outgoing and friendly when I'm with clients. Like, I'm very, hey, what's up? But when I'm done, I'm done. My body is spent. I can barely breathe. My ears go bright, shocking red, and really, really hot for some reason when I get into that mode. Once I'm like, okay, take the mask off, and then that's it. I'm done. So yes, strongly agree with needing a quiet and predictable environment after that. Routines provide an important source of stability and safety. Strongly agree. I don't know. Again, a lot of this is new to me. I'm just learning this. I didn't realize I was doing routines. I thought, oh, this is just, yeah. So there are certain things that I feel I have to do in a specific order in order to feel like, okay, whew, that's done. Things have to be in a certain spot. My keys have to be in this specific spot inside my bag, or else I don't know where they are. So, keys. Went to reach into my bag this one time after I got off. Oh my God, my keys aren't in that pocket. I left them at work. Oh my God. Got back on the streetcar and started heading back to work. To work. I would say it was probably I was probably halfway there. So let's just say it was about a half an hour on the streetcar, and I went, wait. Looked in my bag. There they were. They were just right next to the pocket, but they weren't in that one spot where routinely I need them to be, so I remember they were there. But it never even occurred to me to look elsewhere. It was just that. So, yeah, I need these routines. Also, before I go to bed at night, I can't fall asleep. I have to specifically do things in a certain order, put my pajama pants on after I put my shirt on, and all this different funny order, or I take my pajama pants off because I'm too warm all the time. I need cold and I need air. That has to happen in specific order. These pillows have to be propped up in a specific order, set a specific way, get into bed, put on my CPAP machine, get out my iPad, and I have to play these certain games on there in a specific order. Because I feel also, it's not even that it's just a routine, it's also, I feel like, and then everything will be fine. There we go. As long as I do everything specifically and properly in this order, we're good. Everything will be good. I often struggle to concentrate in busy and or unpredictable environments. Strongly agree. I often struggle to concentrate strongly agree. Part of that is also too, I also have hearing aids, but I've had those. It's not just because I'm getting old and losing my hearing. I've had them like even in my early 20s. And as a kid, I didn't have hearing aids, but nobody realized I had hearing issues. Like even as a kid, I had all kinds of, what's it called? Ear infections, where I even had to have that thing suctioned all the water out of my ears as a kid. I've had tubes in my ears. I've always had hearing issues. So a lot of times it's that is why I can't be in busy environments. I rarely find social situations chaotic. Okay. Here's another thing. So I've taken a few of these, whatever they're called, online self-diagnosis tests. The double negatives in these, man, this one seems a little bit better, but there's this other one, the NADS, N-A-A-D-S, I believe it is. I forget. The double negatives are insane. Whoever wrote those tests needs to be punished for making people like us have to sit here and take these fucking tests that say things like, I strongly disagree that I don't feel that way. What? Like, I can't even, there isn't even a way to resolve that. Like, I strongly disagree that I don't feel that way. So this one's like, I rarely find social situations chaotic. I disagree. But what does that mean? That I do find them chaotic? I strongly disagree that I rarely find social situations. Okay, hang on. I'll be able to get this one. Hang on. I rarely find social situations chaotic. Oh, okay, wait. I rarely find the social situations chaotic. Yeah. I disagree with that. Fuck, do I? Wait. What? I rarely find social situations chaotic. I rarely find. Because I do, okay, wait. I do find them chaotic. Social situations chaotic. But not a ton. But I rarely find them. I'm going to. Oh my God. I think I'm going to disagree because help me. Am I thinking this correctly? If I rarely find social situations chaotic, no, wait, that's what they're asking. But I personally, like I said, I'm pretty good with these social situations. Before I get there, though, I am riddled with panic and I hate it. And it's actually very, very, I'm one of those people very often that you can pretty much guarantee I'm going to cancel. Except when it comes to business, I really try to not cancel those. So it's anxiety riddled before they happen. But once I'm in it and I'm going for it, I'm good at it. Do I find them? So I'm going to say disagree. I don't fucking know. I don't understand. I can't process that. I often get stuck thinking about all the possibilities that might come out of a decision. Dude, overthink everything. Well, I couldn't even focus on that last question, but that was for a different reason. I often get stuck thinking about yes, I strongly agree that I do that a lot. I often notice details that others do not. Oh my God, yes. And by the way, I find that helps me be really good at what I do for my job. Like the tiny, tiny little details, whether it is something wrong, like, hey, why did you do that like that? That wasn't that little tiny little nick there or whatever that is. We need to fix that. Or, hey, make sure you may not notice this small little detail, but it's going to really add to the design element of that. So yes, I am very, very big at noticing all these little things that others do not. Always. I always will notice things about people too, like people got haircuts or something's new that they're wearing. Something's different. For some reason, I can see that. And I'm very good at picking up on little weird little tics and things that people have, and I'm able to mimic them. Is that a thing? I don't know. Okay. I often engage in lengthy discussions on topics I find interesting, even though my conversational partners do not. Yeah. Do I strongly agree? I'm just going to agree. this for sure happens, but I hope that I've learned to realize when I'm going on too much and stop myself, but definitely this is a thing. I often find engaging in stimming, i.e. fidgeting, rocking, to be relaxing. So there's a lot of things that I've been, while I've been doing my investigation, that come up that I'm like, no, that's not me. I don't do that. Like the whole social thing. I don't have a problem with making eye contact and all that kind of stuff. And I used to think that I don't do stimming. So stimming is something that people with autism will do to relax themselves. If they're overstimulated or if they're distressed about anything, doesn't matter, they will do certain things to sort of help calm them down. So I think I do, there's this one thing I will do often, and I think this is stimming, but I haven't fully realized this yet. I do this with my fingers. I will go back and forth, and I'll do both of them. But I don't know that I do it when I'm distressed, and I do this too. Oh, fuck. You know what else I do? I do this with a pen. So I will, and I always do it by the end of, I'll be working and by the end of the day or within a certain amount of time or whatever, I'll look down at my jeans and I'll have all these little ink blue dots, or on my leg if I'm wearing shorts, blue dots of ink all over my jeans or my leg, because I will do this. Just back and forth over and over and over and over and over. Well, just while I'm thinking and stuff. It doesn't seem to be while I'm distressed. So I don't know. I'm going to say I often find engaging in stimming to be relaxing. Yeah, I guess I do. I agree, but I don't do it a ton. So I'm just going to agree, not strongly agree. It's distressing to be unexpectedly pulled away from something I'm engaged in. Strongly agree. Dude, if I'm locked in one of these hyperfocuses, do not come near me. I will bite your hand off. I sometimes become highly anxious by focusing on the many possible situations that might occur at a future event. Yeah, strongly agree. When I'm working on something, I'm open to helpful suggestions. If I could bring past people that I've worked with, past employees, they will strongly disagree with this. I'm going to strongly disagree. I don't like that about myself, but yeah, yeah. Often when I'm focused on activities, I do not notice I am thirsty or hungry. Strongly agree. My God. Or pee, that I have to pee. Like I'll go for hours and then, yeah. I rarely find myself getting stuck in loops of thought. Oh, fuck, here we go again. I rarely, because I do. Okay, here's help me. Here's what I do get stuck in loops of thought. So I rarely so I disagree with that, because I often get stuck in loops of thought. I'm never not in a thought, ever. I'm a visual thinker for sure. Like I watch movies and images in my head. That's how I think. I visually see things. If you're telling me a story, I visually am watching that progress as a movie or a TV show in my head. I can see it. And it's never not running. It's like the projector is never turned off, ever. I sometimes avoid talking because I cannot reliably predict how others will react, especially strangers. No, not strongly. I agree. And sometimes that gets me into trouble because it's funny, especially, this has happened recently, work-wise. It was sort of a secondary project that somebody that I had worked with in the past, and we got along really well, and they knew me very well and knew that they knew this guy. Hey, how's it going, man? Hugs for everybody. They knew that guy. So, and it was years before that we had worked together, but we kind of kept in touch through like social media and stuff. She had called to say, hey, I'm working on this new thing. We'd love to bring you on. Oh my God, that's amazing. That's so nice. Thank you so much. Day one, when I showed up, I don't know what happened. I didn't know what happened at the time, but now in hindsight and after all this investigation, I'm like, that's for sure what that was. I actually was kind of suspecting it at that time, but not enough that it triggered for sure. So I showed up and I was just really quiet. And I was kind of unmasked, I guess, because I was quite a little robotic, a little stern, and very blunt and to the point where I think it kind of really threw people off. So I sometimes avoid talking because I got really quiet all of a sudden and I couldn't, and I realize and I feel it happening, and in my head I'm like, oh crap, here's that weird feeling again. Yeah, I don't know why, but it doesn't happen a ton. It's just a sometimes, so I'm just going to agree. I can get quite good at something even if I'm not especially interested in it. I strongly disagree with that. I cannot. If I'm not interested in it, it's not happening. Sorry for your luck. I find it easy to keep up with group discussions where everyone is speaking. I strongly disagree. I find it easy. Yeah, I do not. Again, it might be the hearing thing, but I've also heard that hearing issues are also not related to, but a lot of autistic people have hearing issues and ear issues. Something else I've sort of seen meandering around. It hasn't been super strong opinions of it yet. I rarely find simultaneously holding eye contact and making a verbal conversation with another person uncomfortable. I rarely find, no, I mean, okay, hang on. I rarely find simultaneously holding eye contact and making a verbal conversation with another person. I rarely find that uncomfortable. Yeah, I agree with that because I've become pretty good at that. So I'm going to agree with rarely finding that uncomfortable. That makes sense, right? I usually mean what I say and no more than that. I don't know why that made me laugh, but I think it's the bluntness. You guys have that too? Is that a thing? I think it is. I'm sure it is. I'll say, I can't even think, I'm trying to think of an example, but somebody will say something that, but I would never, talk like that about that person. I'll be like, you just did that yesterday. You were just talking badly about that person. I'll say stuff like that. I'm pretty good though to know not because I have eating issues and I have weight issues. I will never just flat out say to somebody, wow, you got really fat, eh? Because I know how hurtful that feels. So that's definitely something I watch out for. But I usually mean what I say and no more than that. But what do you mean no more than that? What more is there to meaning what you say? I don't agree or disagree with that. I don't know what that means. I usually mean what I say. Okay. And no more than that. What the fuck does and no more than that mean? I often experience anxiety over matters I have little certainty over. Yeah, strongly agree with that. Holy crap, yeah. I often engage in activities I'm passionate about to escape from anxiety. Strongly agree. Like I said, that's my safe space. That is how I feel better. I will just know if I'm really, really stressed about something, just come sit down here on the computer and focus on learning a software, move on to the next level of that software. Or my other thing is VR gaming. I love VR gaming. I've always been a gamer, kind of. I'm not very good. I'm terrible at gaming, but I love it. It's so fun. I sometimes accidentally say something others find offensive or rude when I am focused on a task. Strongly agree. Yep. I don't mind if someone interrupts me when I'm in the middle of an activity. Strongly disagree. Do not. Please don't. I try really hard to not be a bitch about it, but it's hard. I find a problem I can't solve distressing and or hard to put down. No. The opposite. If I have a problem that I can't solve, yeah, I find it distressing, but I ignore it. It's different. I don't find it hard to put it down. I find it easy to ignore it and go, oh my God, forget it, leave it. So I find a problem I can't solve distressing and or hard to put down. I'm going to disagree. I'm worried that I'm not, my brain isn't putting the double negatives together. I disagree that I can't. You know what I mean? Like those words, they shouldn't be together. And I can't resolve it, but I'm pretty sure that, like I said, I'll ignore it. I'm distressed about it though. Disagree. I find social interactions more comfortable if communicating about a topic of interest to me. Holy shit, yes, of course, strongly agree. I tend to feel quite self-conscious unless I'm deeply absorbed in a task. I tend to feel quite self-conscious unless I'm deeply absorbed in a task. Agree. Yeah. Sometimes making a decision is so hard, I get physically stuck. Yeah, strongly agree. Are you kidding? I can sometimes be very distressed by a topic that others think of as trivial. Oh, strongly agree. Yes, 100%. I tend to do activities because I find them interesting instead of due to social expectations. I tend to do activities because I find them yeah, strongly agree, of course. When I'm interested in something, I tend to be passionate about it. Strongly agree. You can't shut me the fuck up. I find it difficult to engage in a task of no interest to me, even if it is important. What? I find it difficult to engage in a task of no interest to me, even if it's important. Strongly agree. Often when I'm focused on activities, I do not notice I need the bathroom. Strongly agree. I got to go right now. All of a sudden, I know I'm talking about it, but I didn't realize it. All right, we're going to hit submit and see what happens. I have no idea. No idea if it gives us a result or what. As a reminder, this is an assessment of monotropism, a trait sometimes associated with autism, not autism directly. If you score high, please be sure to do further research into monotropism. More information can be found at, So monotropism, 211 out of 235. Is that a high score? Your average, 4.49. Like, out of what? It doesn't say, like, what? It doesn't say 4.49 out of what? Out of 20? Out of 5? If it's out of 5, holy crap, that's high. But this looks really high. 211 out of 235. Holy shit, that's super high. The score suggests that you are more monotropic than about 84% of autistic people and about 99% of allistic people based on data from the initial validation study. For visual reference based on the original study, the arrow points to where you would fall on their chart. So non-autistic is orange, autistic is green. Look at how high it is. Okay. Again, like they keep saying, and I agree with, this is not a diagnosis. This is not official. But, oh my God, dude. The amount of information that I've hyper-focused on and relate to is crazy. Every test of these self-diagnosing or self-taking tests online, all of them point to, oh yeah, none of them have been this high. But this isn't about autism. This is about being monotropic. I'm still struggling with that word. Okay. I went on enough. So, are you going to take the test? If you do, dude, tell me, how high did you score? What happened? What do you think about any of these answers? What do you think about this test? I don't know. Is it legit? I feel, you know what? I feel seen. I feel like, here's what I take from this, actually. I feel like finally there's people that are taking extra attention to go, wait a minute. I feel like from what I'm learning by watching all these videos, that the way science and doctors and stuff think about autism is they're still very much old school and old fashioned. I personally also feel like there's so many overlaps of ADHD and autism as well. I kind of am getting this feeling again. I'm nobody. I'm just some person who feels all of these things and understands everything that these are saying because I feel it. But I feel like ADHD and autism are the same, just different variations of it. Like, I'm starting to wonder, like, wait, are these actually two different things or is it just the same? There's so much overlap. It's crazy. Like, I don't understand. I find it really confusing actually looking into all of this stuff going, but wait, but that one also has it, but anyway. So I don't know. But to this test, I feel like, oh my God, there's people actually evolving. There we go. There's a word. I feel like this is somebody, whoever these people are, that are investigating. Here they are. They're all in here, by the way. They're all listed. I'm also going to be links down there about to the data piece of paper information thing that I think lists all these people. Shit. I feel like they're evolved, and thank you for like hearing and listening and going, wait, we need to evolve from the old school way of thinking about this, because It hasn't happened to me a lot yet because I haven't told many people, but I always feel like if I'm mentioning it to people, I'm very weary of mentioning it because I feel like they're kind of rolling their eyes and going, oh, whatever, snowflake, and oh God, everybody thinks they're ADHD these days because it's such a buzzword. Or they're, oh God, autism. It's, so very weary of telling this to people because they base it on what they see on TV shows and movies. Rain Man, what's it called? Love on the Spectrum, stuff like that. So they base it on thinking that it's only people who have very extreme cases of autism and who need more support and aren't maybe always able to live on their own, and need help and guidance. That's not what this is. They don't get it. It's a neurological thing. It's just the way our brains work and think, and it's just different, but it doesn't mean, I don't know. So that's why I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, I'm so glad that somebody else is maybe pushing the boundaries a little bit more and trying to really look more into this. I got to go because I'm going to keep you here too long. Let me know if you took this test and what your score was. Bye.